Up against Tyler Johnson, Braden Point, and Andre Palat. The team that has scored first has won each of the first 3 games. Lightning with 2 early goals in Game 3, both from Palat, who was on the ice here. Brad Marchand with the puck for Boston. Broken up by Palat. Knocked down by McAvoy. Sent out by Palat for Johnson. Knocked off his stick by Chara. And now Palat controls once again for Tampa Bay. Braden Point down the left wing. Knocked off his stick by McAvoy. Quick transition. It is Pastrnak with a drive and a save made 36 seconds in by Vasilevsky.
Well, don't pass up opportunity.
Krejci thrown out of the circle. DeBrusk steps in against Miller.
Great job by DeBrusk right there. Scramble the draw. Excellent.
Here comes Rick Nash. Shot was blocked by Sergachev. Jake DeBrusk picks up the puck for the Bruins. Moves it out to the right point. Kept in the zone by McAvoy. And now it is cleared ahead by Miller onto the stick of Kucherov. And now Stamkos circles it back. Long pass up the left wing. Too far for Miller. No icing. Rask for Chara, the Bruins captain. Kucherov got a stick on it, and now it is Krejci. 2 defenders back. Drifting to his right is Krejci. Now he shoots, and that one caught Girardi up high. Coburn, met by Brian Gionta, making his playoff debut for the Bruins. Gionta on the ice with Ryan Donato, his second postseason game, and Sean Corrali. Puck kept alive by Donato. His shot misses the net high. No hesitation to shoot from Donato, the 22-year-old out of Harvard, and now Coburn will send the puck across. 8 of Rask. Bruins control. Stamkos lost his stick. He heads to the bench for a new one. Marchand spun off the puck by Stralman. Anton Stralman for the Lightning. For Victor Hedman. Into the Bruins zone. Off the skate of Stamkos. 4 minutes in, first period. No score. Nice move by Pastrnak around Kucherov. Blocked off by Miller. Now McAvoy with a shot, and Hedman gets in front of that one. Chara couldn't find the puck, came across the line. Bruins offside.
And this is part of Bruins coach Rick Bowness, who took the Bruins in 1992, Kenny, using over 50 players that year to the Eastern Conference Final, where they lost to the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Done a terrific job with the Tampa Bay Lightning on John Cooper's staff. McAvoy had the puck taken away. And now Krejci on the recovery for the Bruins. DeBrusk for Nash. And now it's carried back across by Point. Looks to split the defense. Puck loose. Point knocks it in. He scores! Braden Point gives Tampa Bay a 1-0 lead. Paquette heads for the bench, replaced by Stamkos. Bruins finally clear. Now both teams make changes. Long pass up the left side. Stamkos is offside. Braden Point unassisted.
Donato to get scoring here for the Bruins. They need something to respond to this scoring onslaught by Tampa Bay the last 2 games.
It is now 9-3 Lightning since the start of Game 2. Miller lost the puck to DeBrusk. Krejci's shot was blocked. McAvoy moves it far side for Jake DeBrusk. Around behind, Rick Nash cut off by Steven Stamkos. Nash knocks Stamkos to the ice. Hedman chasing after the puck. Comes together with DeBrusk. Now Girardi for Stamkos. And now Hedman. Sends it back around. Delayed penalty coming up against the Bruins. Vasilevsky off for an extra attacker. 7 minutes in, first period. 6 skaters on the ice for Tampa Bay. Miller with a pass up the right side. Here comes Point across. Stamkos missed the net. What an opportunity, and now a Tampa Bay power play. A tripping penalty has been assessed. Off the skate of Corrali out of the zone with 1 minute 8 seconds remaining on the Nash penalty. Braden Point opened the scoring. 4 minutes 36 seconds in. Lightning with a 1-0 lead. Bruins have only 2 shots on goal, both from David Pastrnak. Alice Killorn behind the net for Kucherov. Up the boards at Stamkos. Goes back the other way to a waiting Hedman. Hedman slides it across for Steven Stamkos. Back out to Victor Hedman. Now Kucherov with a shot. That was blocked. Stamkos fires. Deflected through the crease off the stick of Miller. Now Kucherov and Kevin Miller. Hedman keeps it alive. 25 seconds remaining on the power play for Tampa Bay. Chara got a stick on the puck. And now he backhands over the glass, and he will go. A two-man advantage for Tampa Bay for 19 seconds. 5 to play. More player changes as Anton Strowman plays the puck for the Tampa Bay Lightning, who lead the series 2-1. And tonight's game 2-0. On goals from Point and Kucherov, the Lightning are offside.
Bees, Kenny.
Ray Bourque assisted on Ted Donato's last playoff goal for the Bruins when Ryan Donato was 18 days old. Ryan in the lineup tonight for Boston. Good start for the Lightning. They've now outscored their opponents in the first period 12-5 in these playoffs, and now a penalty with 5 blocked in front. It hit McQuaid up high. Carried out by DeBrusk, 1-on-3. As the Bruins were in the midst of a player change. 3 minutes on the clock. First period. Here comes Kucherov. Oh, and that's off the crossbar. And it deflects out of play.
How do you respond in a hostile environment? Look at this. Read by Grizzlick, no insulation, off to the races, create a chance. That is a mark of a championship team. You give up a tough goal on the road, and they respond with 3 beautiful plays.
Puck kept in the zone by Kucherov. This is Stamkos. Tied up by Schaller. Now JT Miller sends the puck around. Stamkos and Chara. Schaller in as well. Stamkos comes away with the puck. Knocked down by McAvoy, battling with Miller. 2.5 to play, first period. Kenny Albert with Pierre Maguire inside the glass. Tampa Bay Lightning lead the series and the game 2-1. Each team with a power play goal tonight. Lightning out shooting the Bruins 10-9. McDonough bottled up by Achari on the forecheck. Yanni Gourde bangs it off the right wing boards and deep.
Patrice Bergeron has a shooting area, and it's right there. 2-2. Who would have thought, Kenny?
Second power play goal of the night for the Bruins. In front, a stick save by Vasilevsky on Schaller. Big stop by Andre Vasilevsky to keep it a 2-2 game. Now the lead pass for Stamkos. Breakaway. Glove save by Tuukka Rask.
This is
Puck kept in the zone by Corrali. Corrali on the ice here with Donato and Backes. As Chris Cassidy continues to shuffle his forward lines. Saved by Vasilevsky on Corrali.
all off a Donato shot from a bad angle that led to a rebound chance.
Sorelli up the boards and deep. McAvoy back on it for the Bruins. Leaves it for Zdeno Chara, and now Sean Corrali. Backhand pass across. David Backes with a shot. Blocker down by Vasilevsky.
He was shooting for a rebound just like Donato was.
Palat and McAvoy. Hard hit by the Bruins defenseman.
That's how you take speed out of the lineup. Go get physical, board play.
Backes with the puck. Joined by Achari. Backes slides it across. Sticked aside by Vasilevsky. Backes into the long shift. Shoots. Vasilevsky will hang on to it. Great start to the second period for the Boston Bruins.
You get physical at the point of attack. Don't take a penalty. And that engages a crowd, and that gets your bench really into it. It's working.
JT Miller with the puck for Tampa Bay. Back the other way come the Bruins. Girardi deflects it up into the Boston bench. Time now for the Coors Light refreshment.
I'll tell you one thing, though. People better start paying attention at Tampa Bay. There's a resolve here. They're not panicking on this bench at all. There's a calmness to their bench. There's an intensity to their bench. A lot of teams come in here, they get flustered. Not Tampa.
Lightning scored the first two. Bruins the next two. So after 17-12, Boston 8-1 in the second period. As Stamkos is tripped up. Lightning to the power play.
Rick Nash going to take the penalty. Fumbling and bumbling with the puck in the neutral zone's not. It's a heady coaching move by Cooper to have him on the ice.
Third power play for Tampa Bay. 1 for 2 tonight as Johnson wins the draw. Sergachev for Brady Point. Back out to Sergachev. Sergachev misses the net with a shot. Kept alive by Gord for Point. 2-2 game. 5.5 in. Second period. Puck kept in his own by Sergachev. Slapped it back behind the net. Palat lost the handle. And it will be cleared down ice by Chara on goal. Vasilevsky keeps it away from Corrali. Now Sergachev with 30 seconds gone on the Nash penalty. Here's Point, who has a goal tonight. Off the stick of Marchand, kept alive by Yanni Gord. Now Marchand with Bergeron. With the Bruins shorthanded. Bergeron down the right side. Towards the net, kicked out by Vasilevsky. Braden Point, defended by Marchand. Stamkos just off the bench. Getting a stick on it with Bergeron. Here comes Marchand. Marchand comes to the slot. And now Braden Point controls for Tampa Bay.
Watch this guy skate.
Here's it up. It's Torrey Krug, who has 2 assists and nearly gave the Bruins the lead about 30 seconds ago.
Really long shift for Coburn and Sergachev right now. They need off.
Long change, second period. Sergachev to the bench, Coburn as well. Here comes McAvoy with speed for Tim Schaller. Cutting wide on Girardi. Off the stick of McAvoy. Girardi controls for Tampa Bay, and he flips it down ice. Chara back. Killorn in on the forecheck. McAvoy with the puck. Finally cleared out by the Bruins. And then knocked off the stick of Achari, sent back down by Gord as the heavy hitting continues.
He ran into a wall called Chara.
Now McAvoy knocks Stamkos to the boards and ice. Puck kept alive by Killorn. He took a hard hit from Nolan Achari.
You don't have to say that twice to Achari.
Race for the puck.
Anybody.
Marchand and Strowman. Stamkos knocked it down with his glove. Lightning finally cleared the zone with under 7 on the clock in period 2.
Boy, does Anton Strowman understand how to take the temperature of a game. The great Tampa defenseman. Not flashy, just so aware all the time.
Here comes JT Miller down the right side. Puts the puck in around Chara. Kevin Miller is back on it for the Bruins. Now it is Bergeron with Marchand. Made crisscross. Hedman and Girardi back. And a glove save made on Bergeron by Vasilevsky. Coburn watched by the forechecking Achari. Now Backus takes the puck away from McDonough. And is stopped by Vasilevsky.
You got to watch the puck when you're a D-man. It's sticking to the ice and it's rolling a lot.
Coburn flips down to the right on the Boston goal. 5:15 remaining second period. Bruins out shooting the Lightning 22-14. Tampa Bay had the edge in each of the first 3 games. McDonough and DeBrusk battle. Kucherov can't clear, knocked down by McAvoy. Now sent ahead by Kucherov. JT Miller down the left side. Chara hustling back. Miller goes behind the back, but did not connect with Kucherov or Stamkos.
What an effort by David Krejci to bail out McAvoy and Chara again.
Now Miller along the left wing boards. McAvoy for the Bruins. Point back in on the right side. Tied up by Krejci. Chara with the puck. 4.5 on the clock, period 2. Tyler Johnson for Andre Palat. Palat the game winner in each of the last 2 games. Now Hedman has a shot blocked by Rick Nash. Cross-ice pass from Palat, deflects out of the zone. Hedman retrieves the puck at his own end. Here comes Tyler Johnson. Johnson shoots. Another stop by Rask. Palat with the puck. Out for Hedman. Blocked in front by DeBrusk. Bergeron settles it down. Kept it at the line. Great play by Palat. Then it's knocked away from him by Bergeron. Girardi knocks DeBrusk to the ice.
Oh, man, that's a hit. That's a playoff hit by a veteran player.
DeBrusk heads off to the Bruins bench. Here comes Pastrnak. Pastrnak defended by Girardi. Around behind for Bergeron. Bergeron, once Kucherov lost the puck. Backes backhands down. Hedman on it for Tampa Bay. Now Braden Point, knocked down by Backes. Stamkos across for Victor Hedman. And now Braden Point, dropping it off for Kucherov. Puts on the brakes. Cross-ice pass for Hedman. He's hit by Backes. Bruins move it back down. Here's Schaller. Strawman is back. Good job on the back check by Kucherov. And the puck winds up out of play with a minute 21 remaining. Second period.
Game was play. There's one of those guys you have to have if you're going to win. Just a character player.
And he scored some big goals in this series for the Lightning. Gets overshadowed at times by his teammates. Game winner each of the last two games. Time winding down in period 2. Here comes Kucherov. And that will do it. For the first time in this series, Bruins and Lightning are tied at puck. Cut off by Krug. Up the boards for Rick Nash, and he deflects it out into the neutral zone. Both teams make changes. 2 minutes in, third period, tied at 2. Stamkos across for Kucherov. Blocked off by Chara. Miller with the puck. Now Backes for the Bruins. Around to Chara. Held in at the line by Sergachev. Now carried through center by Achari for Backes. To the right, circular shot of the save on David Backes by Vasilevsky.
Well, we got a lot of moving parts coming up. And just recently, David Backes off the rush. He probably couldn't hear because it was so loud, but Noel Achari would have been a perfect opportunity to move the puck to Achari, who's just behind him.
Puck knocked out of the zone by Killorn. Tied up by Gionta. Puck sent ahead by McAvoy. Here comes Ryan Donato. Puck loose in front, and Cirelli will carry back the other way. McAvoy and Cirelli. McAvoy with the puck. Corrali bats it out of the air for Gionta. He's taken to the ice by Coburn. And Killorn will carry it back across. Leaned on by Corrali, taken down, and he sends it through the crease. Gionta to center. Coburn with 3 minutes gone, third period. Tied at 2, game 4. Lightning lead the series 2-1. Off the stick of Point, and the Bruins clear.
All that was off a turnover against that line again.
Schaller cuts off the puck at center. McAvoy down the right side. Cuts to the slot. Slides it across. And that shot was blocked by Cedric Paquette. Now Hedman penalty coming up. It's against the Bruins. Delayed call. Vasilevsky will head off for a 6th attacker. Kunitz across the line. Strawman with a shot. Blocked by Chara. Strawman to the puck. Dropping it off. McDonough right point. Touch is made by Achari. Lightning to the power play. Bergeron, Marchand, Chara, McQuaid, penalty killing unit for the Bruins. Alex Killorn with the puck near side, Stamkos, and then out to Hedman. Now Kucherov. Back to Victor Hedman. Stamkos. Kucherov, right circle, shot, save, Rask covers.
How about that skill? Yeah, there's some skill there too from Chara. He's
the 41-year-old captain of the Bruins. Bergeron, JT Miller to the left of Rask. Bergeron wins the draw. And McQuaid clears the puck out.
Oh, great effort by Stamkos to deny that going all the way down. Outstanding play by 91 in white.
A minute and a half remaining on this power play for Tampa Bay. Good work by Chara on Killorn. Hedman will regroup now. Fourth power play for the Lightning in a 2-2 game. Kucherov sends the puck softly along for Stamkos. Stamkos battling along the boards. Hedman comes over. Kucherov with room, and his shot is blocked. And now coming out with it is Marchand, joined by Bergeron, with the Bruins shorthanded. Marchand score! Deflected by Bergeron, past Vasilevsky. A shorthanded goal. 3-2 Bruins.
I'm convinced that Kucherov didn't want to take a penalty there. Not sure it was the right choice. Look out!
Chara with the puck. 40 seconds remaining on the power play for the Lightning. Patrice Bergeron with his second of the game, a shorthanded goal to give the Bruins their first lead since game 1. And the first lead change of this series. Another penalty coming up. This one will go against the Lightning as Chara was halted. Lightning had a 2-0 lead in the first period. Goals from Pastrnak on the power play. Then Bergeron at even strength, and Bergeron shorthanded. DeBrusk for Donato off his stick. Palat. Now point for Palat in front. Chara kept it away from Kucherov, and the puck deflects out of play. 9:51 remaining in the third. Bruins
Dot from Ed Zone.
Eddie will join us in Tampa for Game 5 on Sunday afternoon. Bruins with all 3 of their goals on special teams. 2 on the power play, 1 shorthanded, have taken a 3-2 lead on the Lightning. Sergachev with the puck. Now Hedman off his stick. McAvoy in the corner. JT Miller shouldered by Corrali. Corrali flips it ahead for Schaller. With Backus. Schaller down the left side. Forced for the corner by Sergachev. Backus and Stamkos come together. Puck squirts free to JT Miller. 9:15 to play, third period. Stick save by Rask on Kucherov.
And a smart save because he kicked it away from danger rather than leave it in the slot. He kicked it away from danger.
Here is Backus with a shot. Off Vasilevsky's glove. 7.5 remaining. Another face-off win by Bergeron. Chara up the boards. Kept in by Sergachev. Off the stick of Chara. Now Kucherov. Around to the far side. Marchand and Hedman. Bergeron knocks the puck ahead. Sergachev sends back into the Bruins zone. McAvoy, as we approach 7 minutes remaining. Stamkos for the drive, he scores! After McAvoy fell to the ice, Steven Stamkos. Tustin. Gianta hits the red line and then shoots in. Vasilevsky swings it up the boards, comes to Gianta, who shoots wide. Now Chara for Donato. Out in front for Gianta. Gianta shouldered by Hedman. Gianta continues to battle with Victor Hedman. Donato knocked down by Paquette. Gianta with the puck. Out to the left point for a shot by Chara, which was blocked by Callahan with 5.5 to play. Now Donato knocked to the ice by Paquette. Hedman on the puck for Tampa Bay. And Hedman will send it up into the Bruins bench. 5:21 on the clock. Third period. Face off to the right of Vasilevsky. 5:21 on the clock. Chara with the puck for the Bruins. Behind the net to Brusk. Falls to his knees, battling with Girardi. Puck flipped ahead. JT Miller hit to the boards by DeBrusk. Girardi and Rick Nash, longtime teammates. Now Ryan McDonough. McAvoy back in his own zone with under 5 remaining. There's Chara, sends in from the red line. Both teams make changes. McDonough with the puck for Tampa Bay. Johnson, point on. Up the glass and out with 4 minutes to play. More changes on both sides. Hedman up the middle, off the stick of Achari. Back to retrieve is Chara. Torelli kept it alive for Yanni Gourde. Now Killorn out to the right point. For a shot by Coburn off the skate of his teammate Cirelli. Killorn over to play the puck. Now Gourde met by Chara. Achari and Killorn battle as well. 3.5 to play in regulation. Tied at 3. Here is Killorn out for Hedman with a shot. Rask cut down the angle and made the save. And now some extracurricular activity. Miller up against Krejci. McAvoy on the reverse. Chara cuts back for the puck. Held in by JT Miller. And now DeBrusk moves it out. Hedman back to play the puck. JT Miller back for Ryan McDonough. 3 minutes remaining. Third period. Tied at 3. Game 4. Lightning lead the series 2 games to 1. Here comes Krejci on the right side for Nash. Vasilevsky waiting. Picked off by DeBrusk. DeBrusk with a shot. Deflects off Vasilevsky. DeBrusk went for a hit on Paquette. Lightning able to move the puck out. Sent in on goal. And then Rask swings to the side. McAvoy takes a hard hit from Paquette. Chara back to play the puck. 2:25 remaining in the third. Donato's pass was behind Gianta. Bruins offside. Brislet back on the puck for Boston. Deflected down into the Tampa Bay zone. Dan Girardi brings it across to Victor Hedman. Both teams make changes. Tied at 3. Down to 1:45. Chara. Palat in on the forecheck. Pastrnak. Puck kept away from Marchand. Backhanded in deep by Chara. It winds up out of play with 90 seconds remaining.
Well, you're basically in overtime.
Bergeron with 2. Pastrnak, the Bruin goal scorers. Point, Kucherov, and Stamkos for the Lightning. Hand pass.
This game's been spectacular, Kenny, for both teams. The resolve of Boston coming from behind after being down 2-0. It looked like they were going to get buried, and Tampa coming back here in the third period to tie it up. Phenomenal drama.
Puck chipped out by Palat. Chara and Palat come together, and Palat hits the ice. Palat flips the puck ahead. Chara sells it down. Final minute, third period. Braden Point, who opened the scoring tonight. Point had it knocked off his stick. Now McAvoy, 45 seconds. Blocked off by Girardi. Here comes Hedman. Victor Hedman with a shot. Knocked down by Rask with 35 remaining. Krejci back the other way. Here comes DeBrusk. Sends the puck around. Krejci kicks it onto his stick. Oop. Lightning lead the series 2 games to 1. Here comes Pastrnak with a shot. Save made by Vasilevsky. Knocked behind the net by Stralman. Johnson deflects it back to Braden Point, and he will flip the puck down ice. McAvoy for the Bruins. Paired with Chara. Puck deflected in by Chara. And now Stralman back up the glass and down. DeBrusk. Here's Krejci down the left side. Krejci sends the puck to the far boards. McAvoy is on it there. The return for David Krejci. Blocked off by Hedman. Picked up by Rick Nash. Nash into the slot. Bouncing puck. Krejci misses the net. Pressured by Hedman. Hedman chips it along for Callahan. Held in by a pinching McAvoy. Chara sends in behind for Rick Nash. Up the boards for a McAvoy shot. Deflects just wide.
Paquette caught it with his left hand. If he doesn't, it was going in. Paquette's laboring.
Shot by Chara is blocked. Cleared out by Paquette.
He's in deep. Oh, my goodness gracious. What a courageous two plays by Paquette.
Chris Kunitz has his shot blocked by Tim Schaller. It deflects out of play.
Kenny, this is amazing. He sticks that left. Doc Emmerich calls it the carnage factor. That's getting in the lane on Zdeno Chara. What a fearless guy out of Gaspé in Quebec.
Face-off control by the Lightning as Stamkos tried to feed. Puck kept in by Schaller. Pirelli with a shot wide to the left of Vasilevsky. Schaller with the puck. Cleared down by Coburn. Played by Kevin Miller. Kept it away from Kucherov. And now it's JT Miller. Drifting back onto the stick of Kucherov. Kucherov with a shot deflected in front. Now Miller plays it behind the net. Cuts away from Chara. Swings it out to McDonough. And then a cross for a shot by Sergachev. And that goes wide. JT Miller bumps with Kevin Miller. JT Miller with the puck. Spins it in front. But getting a stick on it was Chara. It deflects down into the Tampa Bay zone. Changes on both sides. Now McDonough. Up the boards and out.